guys, now we're going to look at how to carry the rope and how to store the rope. In traditional Japanese work, there is a distinction made between the hayanawa, the so-called fast roping technique, and the toranawa, the capturing technique. Some tactics are designed to be extremely quick and somewhat temporary. Others are designed for prolonged capture. I am operating with a bundle of rope that is roughly 10 meters in length. And that's really what you're looking for, about 10 meters, a little bit more than 30 feet. And what we want to have is we want to have it wrapped in a way where I have that firm loop at the end. The bundle is nice and firm, as you'll see up close. It's very, very, very solid, nice and firm. But the way it's been rolled, my loop can pay out as I need it. So if I needed to work a little bit and do whatever I needed, wrap it, get an arm in there, and the whole while my bundle is staying in exactly the same configuration. So this allows me to pay out the entirety of that and then move forward. So how do we wrap it? This is the key. So what we do is we start with the end, the loop. And I'm going to basically take that loop and I'm going to just flip it over the back of my hand so it's not in the way. I'm pinching the rope between my thumb and my index finger, and I'm flaying my pinky out as far as it'll go. And then what I'm looking to do is wrap over my pinky, come back, and basically make this simplest configuration of a number 8, basically. I'm going to go around my thumb, around my pinky. So I'm making that basic X. Now when you work with your rope a lot, or a few times even, you'll learn to see roughly how many of these you need to do. I'm running out of pinky, but in this case I'm going to do about 16. And so once I've got that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply cross over my thumb like this. I'm going to pinch that where it crosses, and I'm going to take my fingers out of there. That's the only tricky part. And then immediately wrap around with the long portion one time. So I'm keeping my loop at the end, and then every single time that I wrap now, I'm going to wrap tightly and neatly underneath the portions that I've put there. So at any point I can kind of push those up and choke it, but what I want to do in effect is wrap that nice and tightly so that I keep that whole bundle. I have a little bit of a knot left. You'll usually at the end get one knot every time you deploy. You'll see why a little bit later on. I could have perhaps left one extra length. This is a bit messier than I would like, but it's good enough for now. And then what I'm going to do at the end, when I get to my very end, and I have just that last bit popping out, I'm going to take it and I'm going to pass it under itself. So I'm going to pass it under the last piece that went around, just like that, and then pull it tight. And so that will give me a very firm bundle that I can store anywhere in my cloth, and that at any point from this, you can go full Batman, pull that out. At some point when you lose enough in your hand, it may come out the butt end a little bit like that. That's totally normal. It just means you have very little left, and in fact that's a good indicator that you're about to run out. In some traditional work, a larger tail end will be kept, and that can be attached to your belt, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Okay guys, let's look at how we can take our bundle and anchor it to ourselves. I use the term anchor because I want it to be a little bit securely attached to me in case the subject proves to be too resistant, but I don't want to be so permanent that I'm committed to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to refer to the length of line that's going towards the bundle as the anchor piece. I'm going to take that tail of the anchor piece and run it under my belt like this. So I see that it's dangling down to the bundle, and then I have this long tail section here. What I want to do is I want to turn this tail piece over itself. So it's very important that the free end of the tail is on top and not on the bottom in this ring. It has to be on top. So again, I'm going to twist it so that the tail piece is on top. I'm going to take the ring that I formed, orient it over this tether piece going to the bundle, and pull this bundle tether piece up through it like this. And then what I'm going to do is make a ring with my fingers here and take my tail piece in the middle and pull that up through that. So now if I pull that tight from the bundle, that will make essentially a very tight half bow on my belt. And if I pull, it will not loosen. However, I still have this little tail right here. So if at any point somebody were pulling and they were being too strong, I would simply remove this the knot would come undone, and I would have the option either to go to hand anchoring or to release them fully.